Okay, so in order to manifest, you have to be a good actor. Okay, you have to really understand how to do this. And this is really going to help you with detachment. If you're a good actor, you're really good at detachment. So this is can actually help actors as well. And so at the end of the day, you have to know how to detach from who you think you are and what the world, or at least that you think the world is around you, what you think the 3D currently is. This is what reality. This is what actors do really well, is they detach from what's going on around them and they completely go internally. Like they could be joking around right before a take. You can see Leonardo DiCaprio does it in The Wolf of Wall Street, right? It could be like completely different, but as soon as it's like, hey, action, they switch into character. Okay, and personally from doing this, from manifesting and acting and everything, I have also discovered really the concept, the mentality of how to do this. So what you're doing when you're acting, when they say action, what you're really doing is you're switching into a different world. You're switching into a different person, right? In order to switch into a different person, different world, you have to switch your perception of what the circumstances are. So for example, I don't live, and I do this all the time just for fun because I really enjoy it and it's really good for manifesting, right? And so as soon as I need to manifest something or really want to manifest something, I switch into a different world, right? So like all of a sudden, I'm now perceiving like, it's like a switch where the world I was seeing a second ago is different. It's not the same. I'm now in a world where I'm able to, talk to whoever I want, where I'm able to act in this charismatic way, right? And I can flip these worldviews, you can almost call them, at any point because I've just gotten really good at it, but you're probably gonna need training, okay? But basically what I'm doing is I'm just switching how I'm seeing the world. And all it is, it's almost like a color gradient, right? Where it's like 1 second I see the world maybe through gray, the next light blue, then purple. Like it's like almost like a color gradient on reality. Reality's not actually changing it. It's just like a flip that I've been able to train my brain based on different personas and knowing basically how acting works, okay? And what I do is I just switch into a different world. I go, okay, how would this person be perceiving life in reality? How would they think, right? This is what I had practiced when I was trying to get finances, right? This is what I was practicing when I was trying to better my relationships, my health. This is what I had practiced when I tried to manifest literally anything in my life. And before I wasn't aware of the process, right? Before I was doing it, and I was kind of off and on because I didn't really understand what I was doing until I actually learned how to do this, okay? Then I was able to do it at will. So what you want to do is you just want to switch into a different world. It's like literally jumping into a different reality. Whatever mindset helps you, right? It's just basically, for me, it's like almost like the action thing where I'm in there and imagine you're on a movie set. Okay, this is what actually helps me, this mindset. Imagine you're on a movie set, right? And you're acting. But imagine as you're acting the part, right? If it was a really dramatic or something, let's say it's like, oh my gosh, really? Or, oh, my phone. You're trying to, sell whatever it was. Your mindset is going to be it's going to almost be like, maybe at first you're on set and stuff, but then it's like as soon as they say action, it's like, it's almost like a movie scene or a scene where whatever's happening is actually happening, right? Where it's like, they don't, like the directors don't know, but it's like, you're not actually acting the scene and you actually believe it's real, like something actually happened. It's almost like as if you were like, wait, hold on, what? And then you were trying to say cut, but the director's like, now you're doing a good job, right? You're doing a really good job. This is really good acting. And you're like, no, I'm not acting. Like that's the mindset to get into. Where it's like at first it's like, okay, just, action, we're doing a scene, but then it's like, oh no, wait, this is actually real. And then you can even imagine the director is actually being like, wait a minute, is he acting or is everything okay? Like he's actually seems like the situation, whatever it is real, right? And so that's what you want to go into, whatever actions you need to take, you want to go into it of that. You want to be able to switch into this world by having that mindset of like, yeah, I'm just going to act, I'm going to have fun, but oh wait, it's actually real. I actually have these things. And now I used a more dramatic example that's more of like an acting scenario, an acting point of view. But like I said, like let's just use real world examples where more happy examples, right? It's like if you're like, okay, well, if you're wherever you are right now, right, in doubt or you're trying to better your persona, whatever it is, and you're like, oh, I don't feel like, I'm doing good with relationships, let's say, right? Or let's say it's like with women or something. It's like, I want to go out and meet women and meet nice women, whatever it is. Maybe you're not confident in it. And what you want is a persona that's confident, that knows that he's really good, like at talking with women and just attracting people who are good in his life, right? Then all of a sudden you would go from this persona to, again, it's like, hey, and action. And all of a sudden you're someone different. You see the world differently, and you have different memories, right? It's like what you're imagining, what you're recalling. It's like imagining basically fake memories, but you're believing them because you're imagining them, and you're in this new persona now, and you're acting like it. You just completely change everything. You completely change your own life reference, right? Because this is what we do. If you're playing whatever character, because we're all playing a character or a persona throughout life. It's called the ego, okay? So wherever your ego is at right now, let's use the relationship example. Your ego may have past references of, oh, you're not very good at relationships, and then when the reason why you think that is because you're imagining the evidence of it, right? You're thinking about past scenarios and focusing on past scenarios to prove that that persona and that ego right. Right? And so what you want to do then is switch this, and you want to get into a different character where, okay, well, his reality is different, right? Because he's good at this. Or if you're a woman, right, trying to get with guys, the same thing. It's like, well, they're different, right? They think differently because they've experienced differently. And then you have different memories. You just simply use your imagination. You imagine, yourself having great relationships in the past, having great friendships. That's just the norm. And even having great relationships now. And that's just the norm for you. So you imagine that in your head. And you're like, huh, yeah, I remember doing that. Oh, it's easy. It's easy. This is just my life. This is who I am, right? And this is basically what actors do. This is one of the techniques among many, but this is basically what actors do. It's like you're just a completely different person. You have completely different life experiences, completely different way of seeing the world, completely different way of acting, right? And so, for example, if I was to get into the character of, well, always being smooth and I don't know, just knowing how to talk a certain way, or whatever it is. Like I would completely switch my biology, my physiology, completely. Like even there, like I was using imagination a little bit. I was thinking about myself being completely somewhere different. Kind of slurred my words, but you get the point, right? Like I would transform myself into a completely different place. Like right there, I actually was imagining myself like in a nice low lighting restaurant, fancy, right? I'm like the typical wearing the the typical, I don't know, suit or whatever, the ladies, man, whatever, or I can imagine being super sporadic and just really going for it. Oh, look at this car. So you're going to want to buy this car right now, okay? Because this is really what you want if you're going to be successful, okay? Only successful people own this. You have to be someone else. You have to become someone else. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But you see how I'm already having different personas. And in each thing, like even there where I'm pointing to a car, I'm imagining a car there. I'm imagining them like outside, standing up, like a car salesman or something, It's going to take practice, and you're probably going to want to practice only a couple personas to get this right. But this is the basis behind it. Okay, and you see how like when I'm trying to do it super quick, I may fumble to kind of get my point across. Well, you don't have to do it like that, right? You can take a couple seconds to kind of go, okay, hold on. Who is this person? Who are they? Okay, even actors have this, right? Because even though they say action, they have all the time before the scene to, a lot of times, even just know their character. So, but for you even, you can just like, okay, well, let me just remember, who is this guy? Who have they, like, what's their past experiences? What have they experienced in life to get them to this point, to this persona, and how would they behave accordingly? Oh, okay, this is how they would behave. Therefore, boom. And then you're the persona. And remember, it's your identity that manifests things. When you're the identity, you manifest things easily. And honestly, when you're identity, you don't even have to ask what actions to take because you already know what actions to take because you're already the person. Okay? So when you're the person, you're not just going to attract it because you're feeling like it's already happening, like you already have. You follow me? You feel like it's already happening. You already have the thing, the classic manifesting key, because you're just playing the acting the part, and you're really feeling it though when you understand really acting. And you're not just going to do that, but you're actually going to do the actions that are necessary and natural for the person to get whatever it is reality that you want. And the actions are very simple. They happen naturally. Right? For example, as a business owner, once I identified as a successful business owner, I just started doing certain things naturally. I created social medias on TikToks. I've done some YouTube stuff. I've done reach outs. I've done different things to get clients. You see what I mean? So I just started doing it naturally. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to think about what I was going to do. It just came naturally when I actually identified as the person who was going to do it. And then because I identified as specifically a successful business person, then eventually I was able to see success. I was able to attract money and good clients and things like that, and success in my business. So this is the number one thing. This is what you have to understand about this, is it's the identity. But in order to get into the identity, you have to have a playful, like, acting sort of ability. And when you heal enough, this is going to be easy. Like I said, you could just switch into whatever you want because you don't care. You don't give a crap. Like, you feel safe within you, not even the personas you're playing. But then also you could even, like for me, for example, I understand human psychology enough. I'm always learning every day, but I understand it enough to know generally what results I'm going to get based on who I'm being, right? Based on how I'm acting. And so in that way, I can feel safe along with other healing things that allow me to feel safe. So at the end of the day, you have to become the identity to manifest what you want. Once you become the identity, everything's going to follow, including the actions. You're just going to do it all naturally, okay? And really it comes down to playing the part as if you're in the movie. I call it the movie scene, playing out the movie scene. Like you're on set and you're playing a movie scene of whatever it is you want to do. So, and then whatever it is that you want, you just have to embody it over and over again. And once you do that, you'll understand the frequency more. But here's the thing, if you want to be able to do this within a short amount of time, especially in my programs, I have it less than 4 weeks, you can be able to implement this. If you want to be able to really manifest stuff now, and you're someone that's tired of waiting, you're someone that's willing to commit yourself to manifestation, then go ahead and click the link in my bio. Go ahead and click my links and get my programs. There's also the Reality Manifesto PDF, which is a good starter. It's a good guide to guide you through manifestation. It's a good starting point without one-on-one coaching. If you can't afford one-on-one coaching, it's a good starting point that you can get into in order to go ahead and learn how to manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest. So go ahead and have a good one. I hope this video helps. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, like, and ask any questions you guys may have about this. And I'll see you next time.